Today's news highlights 20250724. Date July 24, 2025. Republic of China July 24, 114. Time cutoff, 1500 hours on the same day. News focus: His Majesty the Emperor of Japan was hospitalized again due to right heart failure a few days ago, which attracted attention. Heart failure is known as a cancer of the heart, with a 5-year survival rate of less than 50%, which tends to occur in middle-aged and elderly people, and often deteriorates right heart function due to pulmonary hypertension and chronic lung disease. The Emperor was diagnosed with tricuspid valve atresia in 2022 and caused right heart failure, and his condition has not improved recently, and the medical team has strengthened drug treatment. Experts remind that right heart failure can cause jugular vein distension, lower limb edema and dyspnea, which is closely related to lung disease. News focus: Chinese medicine practitioner Yu Yan pointed out that the extreme weight loss method of eating only meat and no starch may lead to increased dampness in the body, affecting the metabolism of the spleen and stomach, which in turn can lead to gout, oily skin, and deterioration of kidney function. She shared a case of successful weight loss but harmed health, reminding that weight loss should not only be about speed. The health of the spleen and stomach is the key to dampness, and a balanced diet should be adopted, with vegetables, fruits, grains and an appropriate amount of protein to avoid damaging the kidneys and spleen. Losing weight quickly is not as good as losing weight for a long time. Starting from strengthening the spleen and removing dampness is the long-term way. News focus: Chonggung research pointed out that poor sleep quality may increase the risk of dementia, because deep sleep is the most active time for the brain to remove waste. If sleep is disturbed, the function of the lymphatic system in the brain decreases, leading to toxin accumulation, memory loss, and neurodegeneration. Cases have shown that improving work and lifestyle habits can improve sleep and delay cognitive deterioration. Experts recommend creating a good sleep environment, avoiding irritants, and combining exercise with omega-3 supplementation to help maintain brain health. The research results hope to provide new directions for dementia prevention in an aging society. News focus: A 24-year-old female college student was diagnosed with terminal stomach cancer because she had been eating barbecue skewers for a long time, which attracted attention. Doctors pointed out that barbecue, high salt, nitrite, smoking, drinking, pylori infection, and family history are all risk factors for stomach cancer. The early symptoms of gastric cancer are not obvious and are often ignored, and they often worsen when symptoms such as stomach pain and weight loss appear. Experts recommend regular testing for pylori, quitting smoking and alcohol, avoiding processed and grilled foods, and consuming fresh fruits and vegetables. If gastrointestinal discomfort occurs for more than 2 weeks, you should seek medical attention as soon as possible. News focus: After the heat of 2025, the year will rotate, and the fortune of the 4 zodiac signs will be bullish. The zodiac rooster will stimulate wealth attempts due to dissatisfaction with the status quo or pressure, and may expand side hustles or transform and upgrade. The zodiac pig creates financial opportunities through external changes such as relocation, job change, and business trips, and stepping out of the comfort zone will open up new financial paths. The zodiac rabbit turns to spiritual abundance and establishes a long-term and stable financial outlook through precipitation and thinking. The zodiac rat relies on connections to bring wealth, and gatherings and interactions may bring cooperation and money-making opportunities, and the more active connections, the greater the return. News focus: On July 22, U.S. President Donald Trump announced that he had reached one of the largest trade agreements in history with Japan, implementing 15% reciprocal tariffs, and Japan promised to invest $550 billion in the United States, with 90% of the profits going to the United States. Experts pointed out that the United States will take Japan as an example and ask Taiwan, South Korea, and other countries to do the same. Taiwan may face tax pressure of more than 20% because it adheres to the 4 bottom lines of imported agricultural products and tariffs, but it can still invest in the United States and provide rare American manufacturing technology as a negotiating trump card, emphasizing reciprocity to strive for more favorable conditions. News focus: Amazon announced the closure of its AI Research Institute in Shanghai, ending the world's last overseas AI experimental institution, highlighting the intensification of US-China technology decoupling. Since its establishment in 2018, the institute has contributed important technology and revenue. The chief scientist said the dissolution was due to strategic adjustments between China and the United States. An Amazon spokesperson said this is necessary to optimize resources and respond to future strategies. With the promotion of AI and the escalation of U.S. technology export controls, the space for foreign companies to develop and cooperate in China has shrunk, and technology decoupling has also spread to the field of professional services. News focus: Oliver Wyman's survey found that China's wealthy people are more pessimistic about the economic outlook than during the pandemic, especially among young people aged 18 to 28. Experts point out that this is not just a short-term reaction, but a fundamental change in mentality that has led to conservative consumption. Still, the wealthy are more eager to travel abroad for immediate gratification, and the proportion is expected to exceed pre-pandemic levels. At the same time, the feeling of inequality of opportunity continues to deepen, reflecting that China's social confidence and economic momentum are facing multiple challenges. News focus: drinking water is important, but if you use it improperly, it can be harmful to your body. Nutritionists remind 3 common misunderstandings. First, choose the wrong material, such as reusing plastic bottles may release harmful substances, and it is recommended to switch to safe materials such as glass and stainless steel. Second, if you fill the wrong drink, tea, milk, juice, and other residual bacteria are easy to breed. Third, the cleaning is not thorough. The water bottle should be cleaned every day, including the cup lid, straw, and sealing ring, and dry it thoroughly, so that it can be drunk safely and healthily. News focus: due to the central bank's 7th wave of credit control policies in September last year, the housing loan funds were tightened, resulting in the housing market transaction volume halved, and the number of buildings transferred in the 6 capitals decreased by about 26.6% in the first half of the year. The income of real estate agents has plummeted, many practitioners have switched to delivery or taxis, and stores are under pressure to change brands, merge stores, or close stores. The mortgage review is strict, the capital chain is seriously broken, and the policy is retroactive, affecting pre-sale home buyers. Although the number of stores has increased slightly, the growth rate has slowed down, and the industry may accelerate the elimination of the weak and retain the strong, and the future prosperity and policy trend are still the key. News focus: Musk's recent break with US President Trump and the cancellation of Tesla's tax credit by the Great American Act have led to a sharp drop in Tesla's sales and the evaporation of more than 30% of its stock price, and its business is facing many challenges. Despite this, Musk does not simply pursue power, but holds lofty ideals to change the world and is willing to take high risks to promote innovation in space, electric vehicles, AI, and other fields. He has a contradictory personality and a heroic complex, and Tesla shareholders still need to pay close attention to how to turn the situation around in the future. News focus: the CDC has raised the travel epidemic recommendation in Brazil and French Reunion Island to level 2 alert, and China's Guangdong and Indonesia have been listed as level 1 caution, and quarantine measures for inbound passengers have been strengthened. There have been more than 250,000 cases worldwide this year, with the Americas being the most severe, and outbreaks in Asia and Europe. So far, there have been 15 imported cases in China, a new high in the same period in the past 6 years. The CDC reminds passengers to strengthen mosquito prevention and seek medical attention immediately if they have symptoms such as fever and joint pain when returning to Taiwan. News focus: after the United States reached a trade agreement with Japan, Nobel laureate Krugman pointed out that this will increase the U.S. trade deficit with Japan, because Japan's expanded investment in the United States will push up the dollar and weaken the competitiveness of U.S. products. Secondly, Trump may affect the direction of Japanese investment in the United States, which may accelerate the phenomenon of factional capitalism. Finally, despite tariffs falling to 15%, still well above the past 1.6%, U.S. consumers will face upward pressure on prices and increased inflation risks. Krugman warned that this agreement may not be good news for the U.S. economy. News focus: the Ministry of National Defense will launch nearly 50,000 military commercial UAV procurement bids, with a total amount estimated at 50 billion yuan, becoming the largest UAV procurement in Taiwan's history. Domestic index manufacturers such as Laihu, China Optoelectronics, Hangxiang, Evergreen Aerospace, and Jinghui Aerospace actively participated, and their stock prices rose in response. The bid covers 5 drones, from low-cost suicide multi-axial rotorcraft to high-priced reconnaissance vertical takeoff and landing fixed-wing aircraft, which are expected to be delivered from 2026 to 2027. The industry is generally optimistic about business opportunities, and China Optoelectronics revenue is expected to grow significantly this year and turn losses into profits. News focus: the start of China's Yaxia project has driven more than 5 trillion yuan of investment, coupled with the stabilization of Trump tariffs, and the recovery of global manufacturing, pushing up the demand for raw materials such as steel, glass, plastics, and cement. China's glass futures rose by more than 22% in the short term, iron ore prices continued to rise, and the cement industry benefited from capacity control and carbon reduction policies, and the competitiveness of Taiwan's cement plants increased. Although the plastics industry is affected by exchange rates and production capacity, the recent interest filling has helped the stock price rebound. The overall industrial chain ushered in a grabbing dividend, driving the strong performance of Taiwan stocks. News focus: NVIDIA announced that its key computing architecture, CUDA, will support the open-source RISC-V instruction set for the first time, breaking the limitations of only supporting x86 and ARM architectures in the past, and promoting RISC-V to enter the AI and high-speed computing markets. This move not only strengthens NVIDIA's layout in the 3 major chip architecture camps, but also injects strong momentum into the RISC-V ecosystem. Andes Taiwan has benefited the most, becoming a RISC-V index manufacturer, and continues to be optimistic about the development of diversified applications such as AI and automotive. The industry believes that NVIDIA's support will accelerate the popularization of RISC-V and drive more innovative GPU designs and applications. News focus: Chef's crash landing, Hakka Kitchen 2 started filming, and the Korean group Super Junior Lee Took and Girls' Generation's Hyeon appeared together and appeared at Daedeo Keng Wharf to shoot, attracting nearly 1,000 fans to watch. The program combines Korean and Hakka cuisine to create an outdoor container restaurant, and Lee Took, Hyeon and Taiwanese artists join forces to serve meals, and the atmosphere is warm. The limited edition of 100 meals sold out quickly and was very popular. After the filming, the group moved to Ximending to celebrate, showing the charm of cross-border cooperation between Taiwanese and Korean artists. News Focus Taiwan performed well at the Rhein-Ruhr World Universiade in Germany, but after the Taekwondo men's team won silver, it was snatched by the Chinese team to send a congratulatory message, causing controversy. Sports director Zheng Shizhong solemnly condemned China's brutal violence and exposed the Chinese team's provocations for several days, including interfering with the display of the national flag and protesting cheers. Hu Keiping, a financial network, also criticized the despicable behavior of the Chinese team, emphasizing that Taiwan will never be with it. The incident has aroused public concern about cross-strait sports competition and political interference. News Focus this year, light platforms number 7 and number 8 Fansajao and Bamboo Grass were formed one after another, and due to the influence of the monsoon circulation and the Fujiwara effect, the two stations were in a counterclockwise orbital path. Meteorological expert Wu Derong pointed out that from now until the 27th, there will be significant rainfall and strong gusts in the north of the central region, and there is also a chance of local thunderstorms in the south. From the 28th to the 30th, the weather will continue to be unstable, and the convection will be strong in the afternoon, and severe weather is feared, reminding the public to pay attention to lightning strikes, strong winds, and instantaneous heavy rain. News Focus Public Television invested 18 million yuan to produce the Taiwanese variety show Happy Party, hosted by Xiao Dalun and Xia Yuxin, but after recording 6 episodes, it was stopped and could not be broadcast. The production company Tianzai sued Public Television for refusing to pay the second installment of 2.16 million yuan on the grounds of the host's poor performance and setting, and filed a lawsuit against Public Television. Public Television refuted that the scenery of the program did not match the design drawings, and the video goofs in many places, the quality was not up to standard, and the follow-up payment was refused to be paid and demanded the recovery of the 6.3 million yuan paid. News Focus Peng Zhensheng, the former deputy mayor of Taipei, was prosecuted for the Jinghua City floor area ratio fraud case, and insisted on pleading guilty during the investigation last year, saying he would not retract his confession. But after losing his wife a few days ago, Peng Zhensheng once revealed that he had no worries, which aroused concern from the outside world about whether he would change his mind in court today. Peng was charged with assisting in illegally increasing the volume in the Jinghua City case, and the indictment alleges that he served as the project manager under K. Wen's direction to promote the deliberation of the case. Today, Peng Zhensheng appeared in court as a witness for the first time, and remained silent in the face of confession questions, and the court date attracted much attention. News Focus transgender internet celebrity Xiao A was recently revealed to have dated an American celebrity star with a height of more than 200 centimeters in a 5-star hotel a few years ago. At that time, Xiao A was single, and because the other party was handsome and had many fans, he responded to the invitation, and the two sides mainly communicated through body language. Although Xiao A did not smoke or drink and did not participate in nightclub activities, he went because the man lived in the presidential suite, but he did not expect that the other party was a star with an annual salary of more than 100 million. She admitted that there are many people who ask me out, and she is currently focusing on practice and has no time to pay attention to this matter. During the date, he accidentally broke an all-ceramic crown and went to the dentist the next day for emergency treatment. News Focus US President Donald Trump personally led the trade tariff negotiations with Japan, and the photo shows that he has significantly increased Japan's original $400 billion investment plan to $500 billion or even $550 billion, and changed the distribution of Japan's investment benefits to the United States from 50% to 90% monopoly by the United States. In addition, Trump specifically crossed under the semiconductor project, showing that he attaches great importance to the semiconductor industry, suggesting that future tariff negotiations on Taiwan will focus on this. The United States and Japan finally reached a 15% tariff agreement, but the two sides have different views on the amount of investment, and Japan may implement the agreement cautiously.